So wait, have you got music for this, or shall I play some?
Just play some. I only have music for one sequence.
This, or shall I play some? Okay, cool.
Just
Oh, it threw me off for a second. I'll play some music.
But last time, a group found themselves in the Cosmic Caricum, where Cecil got so enraffled in a book that even when combat broke out, they were so enraffled they didn't even notice it. This happened. Yeah. Luckily, not all of the constellations was activated, only 2. But the party managed to, what you call it, eradicate that and move on to the Anthrium of Void. Yeah. Where they was where one of the party members picked up a really nasty book with that seemed to be made of human flesh and written in blood, which triggered some void spawns to appear, offering one party member a lot of power. If they would only sacrifice the others, they refused, which angered them. And they had started attacking all. It started to see a little bit bad for Jinfu, who survived the encounter. Sadly, some of the skeletons wasn't that lucky. But apparently the master wasn't so mad, since Kylera was granted an upgrade for 2 of her creatures. And this is where we join the party. So the question is, anything else you want to do before moving to the next room? Oh, yeah.
Well, have we found an exit to this room? I thought I might have found some stairs around there, but maybe we should keep looking around if any of you found anything.
I haven't had any luck yet finding any exit from this room, but there should be one around here, I assume.
I mean, they could be hidden. The entrance we came through was sort of in a bookshelf after all. Maybe we should give it another once over, or just go and check. I think those were stairs, but I'm pretty sure we're done in this room. He's just sort of looking around on this main table as he's saying this. He's making sure they didn't miss anything.
No, all of the papers that is on that seems to be basically in such a bad, what's called, basically, they are basically eroded over time. So what may once has been there has been gone. Like, it's actually the first time you've seen like papers been like having holes from insect bites or something like that. At least in this like library.
Yeah, I mean, if you lot have got all the knowledge you need, I'm eager to see what the hell awaits us further into this place.
Well, I assume it would be best to first find the exit before we can even consider leaving this room.
Well, let's spread out and find that. And he's going to head back over to the stairs that he was originally looking for.
And I'll start my round to check it out from the other end.
So, DM, is this an exit? I'm meant over here.
Imus has just been walking by a door that was locked, while Cecil just walks by and sees a door open, and it's most likely the place you came from. But who knows?
So-
Maybe the room is twisted in some way. So there's.
Just wondering, do I notice there's a door or do I just see the bookshelves?
I would say Imus isn't blind, is he?
No, he isn't.
Good, because when I saw your passive perception, then the only way I could say that you would miss it was basically if you were blind. That would be the only way.
And
But,
I shout around the room. I think I found the door we're looking for. Now it's just a question how to open it.
How did the other one open?
Well, that one we opened from the inside, so
maybe try pulling some of the books or something.
I'll give it a shot. Just start pulling books. See if anything happens.
I think Kalira will sort of like go up to books and look at them, but sort of like specifically look for necromancy ones to pull.
Well,
I mean, there seems to be a necromancer kind of thing.
you can roll for yeah, what is it called? You roll an investigation.
Okie dokie. Did it go through?
Oh
Yeah,
yes, it went through, and you find a book. You find a book. What was the name of it? Life Beyond Death. Where the page you are up is like companions, like creatures, stuff like that. Like, oh, what you do if your horse dies, etc., etc. Like, just don't want to leave it, etc. Like that. Or in layman's terms, how to raise a horse in case it dies into a skeleton horse.
Oh, nice.
And you guys, you pull out books. Let's see. Okay. And let me see. One of the books falls out, and what you see is. I hope this goes through right, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, that works well.
Yeah, that looks right. And in case you wonder, because I actually have set up so if I put something that was written in one language you wouldn't speak, like Goblin, presumably, then what's he called? Cyber would be able to see it. But he can't hear because this isn't technically a language. It's the same like note thingy that you have found, like. But with that, you hear click, and the door swings right open.
Nice.
And you can actually walk to the next scene.
Ooh. Well, actually, I was just about to be like, ooh, but then I remembered that I can't be on the maps.
Let's hope this works better for you than it did for me.
Gonna put down her skeletons with a copy command since I don't trust it.
Yeah, see, now that worked perfectly. Why did everyone have such difficulty the other night?
I can tell you.
glitch out some-
I can tell you why. Because you uses Forge. No. To be honest, the reason why is most likely because if I tried to pull out like Sakura's, Kailera's, and all the skeletons, I'm pretty sure some of them would be lost along the way.
Yeah, Jinfu and
God
Tara
damn
went
it.
through.
I really should have put. I think actually I have token set enabled because then that's why the skeleton is above Jinfu.
I think the stream might also be a problem because it doesn't activate the map that we're on now.
Oh yeah,
so it's
yeah,
not going to move
yeah,
the stream.
yeah. That's because I basically went back to the other room. But as you walk into this room. You enter a large room with a huge like hole in the middle filled with books, and you see an elf looking very much like Amira levitating in the middle of it, and Amira is like running over and is like, Samisa, are you okay, dear sister? And Samira, God damn it, why didn't I prepare that? God damn it. Let me see if I can add them. Yeah, let's just add them. Perfect. And she misses this, like turning to Amira, you shouldn't be here. We made a huge mistake. You should run. And out of the shadows steps an elf, or at least it looks like an elf, with horns and a staff in one hand and a crystal in another. And she turns to Chimera and is like, now. It would be remiss if they didn't meet the curator of this fine library. Don't you guys think? And now that we are with that, what do you say that we get rid of this other thief? And she points the staff at Amira and she starts to float. And then she is like, afterwards, let's sit down and talk. Gesturing towards this room where suddenly tables and chair, a table and a chair appears.
Is this? And Tara puts his arms up to sort of like defend the woman behind him, but is just looking at the curator, sort of raising an eyebrow. Is trying to figure out whether or not she's dangerous. Like, is she threatening towards us?
You can roll an insight if you want to know that.
Yeah. 6.
Well, she seems dangerous because she made Amira levitate and said to get rid of the thief, but she hasn't done anything hostile towards you. But that is, of course, just your. It could just be a pure insight. Yeah, a poor insight.
Oh, so the girl was stealing from her, and that's what I see. That's perfectly understandable. He's just sort of lowers his guard a little bit, and just side eyes the others, trying to see what they're doing, like trying to see if anyone's giving him a signal to attack or anything.
For now, she's just watching and observing what's going on.
Caesar will just step forward. You can also put her down and we will talk. From what I see, I don't think we'll be able to run away from here without you letting us, so there is no need to rush.
And what guarantees do I have that she does not steal, like... And she points the staff and towards Samisa, and Amira is like moved a little to the side.
She hired us to find her sister, not to steal books from here.
Yeah, Tara will sort of back Sizzle up and just say, "Yes, we are no thieves, only investigators. No need for all of your trinkets."
Well. For now, though, the other thief stays where she is at the moment. And she just taps the staff down into the ground. And Amira just falls to, basically just falls the 5 feet. Not enough to hurt her. But should we sit down and discuss the matter? And she just walks over to the table, pulls one out and sits down.
I just realized I can't see Sizzle. It did mess up.
Yeah, and you can really see it on the table. It's off the
I'm just
grid.
doing it a reload.
Oh, there.
Oof.
Wait, you can't see Sizzle? I can see him. I'm just checking the map. Yes, everybody is on the map. But you can't see Sizzle. Maybe he's invisible. Maybe he's just part of your imagination.
Yeah, I couldn't see him as either. I'm just reloading.
That's weird, like... That's so weird. I thought it worked. It seems like...
Yeah, no, that stairs module is, I think, too good to be true.
It works good. Or maybe it's because you don't have dark vision. I don't know. What about you, Emis? Did you see Sizzle?
think he's still lagging.
Yeah, Shaibo, if you are speaking, we can't hear you, just FYI. You might have had the same Discord thing that I had just now.
Online D&D wouldn't be online D&D without some technical issues, I guess.
Too true, too true.
Oh
I can see
man.
Sizzle now after a reload though, and Immers. So I think it was. You just need to refresh if you can't see the other tokens.
Yeah, I also found out how you gave how I could have given global vision on the first Moon Warrior map.
Before we go, he goes to sit down at the table. Tara would like to just peer over the edge of that bookcase and just try and see how far down it goes. If he can even see a bottom to it, like worriedly, kind of looking up at the woman floating up there, just like, is that fall gonna kill her, or is she just gonna fall forever? He can't quite tell.
Now well, PC is rebooting because it's not really cooperating right now.
Holy shit! Like, yeah. But to answer your question, Saru, you pretty much just see even though you look a little bit over the edge, like you can still don't see the bottom, so you're pretty sure that a fall is deadly, at least for most people, unless you have
Okay, so
somebody.
yeah, that's a few hundred feet or something like that.
If you want to know how deep it is, I think it's 600 feet deep.
Jesus. Okay. Yeah. He edges way back away from that and goes over to the table.
And it was now he was sent flying over the edge and plummeted to a death. Nah, I wouldn't do that.
You can try throw me over the edge. See what happens.
Oh, you didn't know she has a DC 13 on that ability.
Oh, you didn't know I have wings.
Oh yeah. Wings doesn't work here.
Actually, I can't remember if that is actually even a thing for my character. I'm pretty sure I'm not sure if it's all gem dragons or if that's even the one I picked.
I think it's Gym Dragons. I can't recall.
It might be the feet, the gem dragon feet, that gives that to you. I'll have to double check before I go jumping off anything. Oh, did we took a short rest last time, didn't we?
You did take a short rest, at least. I can see that Imis and Tara did, yes. So you got
Yeah,
it.
we did take a short rest at the end of last session because we actually wanted to take a long rest, but the NPC didn't really agree on it.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yeah,
you also don't know how quickly time moves. Let me just see. Yeah, time moves correctly.
you know, that made sense. I agreed with that. I just didn't have it clicked. I think I did it on Foundry, not D&D Beyond.
Yeah, that's Foundry because like I'm like I'm opposite. Like before, I hated Foundry, then I found Tiny Sheet, and now I love
this tiny
Foundry.
sheet does change things.
Yeah, I hardly use this what is called Argo anymore.
Okay, I'm back in the session and everything seems to be working fine now again.
Yep. Then
Nice.
do you join us at the table at the last share?
Yeah, fine with me.
And you most likely need to shift to move correctly. Why? Wait, does the chair have
Wait, where did the curator go?
I don't know.
I thought she sat down at the table as well. Oh, not on my, oh, she's under the chair, that's why.
Oh, I see. God damn it.
Oh, what are you doing down there, miss? That's a strange way to use furniture. Yeah, you're gonna have to. I would suggest
Yeah,
deleting her token and pasting it again, because she's on the layer underneath
I can
the chair.
tell you what's gonna happen if I ever do it again. I'm gonna get token set, because then it should work properly. Because then basically the chairs would be smaller than you, and therefore underlay. But hey, you learned something new.
Yeah, I did. I got a module to adjust layers like that to bring tokens to the front. I'll figure out what it was, because that is the. It also changes dependent on the other player's screen, or like what you clicked on last. So it's hard to tell as the DM when things are underneath other things. But
What might be a good module to keep certain tokens below and certain above is token Z.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have it on. I think I have it installed here, but I haven't. No, okay. On my screen, DM screen, Jinfu is under the table, but on the stream he's over the table, and I don't.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. Like, but yeah, Token C, I'm gonna get that installed. I just didn't have the time because I spent so much getting the shield working. But let's get back to the game. So, now, I see you have been through a lot. And you has also taken some of the books. Yet, I'm not a greedy person who want to hoard all the knowledge, and I'm sure you guys have some information for me to pay for you being allowed to leave this library with these books. One of the things I would really like to know is why two children of Sadio travels with one who associate with his killer.
Taro sort of raises an eyebrow and he says, "Well, I was actually wanting to ask what you knew about Sadio. I'm afraid my history is a little bit vague, but who's killer?"
Sorry.
And he just looks around at the others, very confused, like trying to look between Sizzle and Kay, like, which one of you killed Sadio? What?
They didn't kill Sadio, but the one sitting at the other end of the table is associating with them. At least, and she points at this one, it's usually one of his servants.
Yeah, for someone who wasn't here last session, what is that?
That is a void elemental, and it is a void elemental. It's basically just disease that has been turned into a void elemental by. Let me see. What was his name? I think I gave you the name.
You pinged like empty space for me. The skeletons are all still standing at the door. Right?
What now?
Okay, now it's on top of me. But where you were pinging, okay, yeah, now it's where you were pinging.
Yeah, I don't
They're
know.
all standing up here for me.
Okay, that's weird. But it's basically a creature that normally serves Sastras. And Well, how much I know about Sadio. Well, he was the one that put me in charge of looking after this library and other more important things back in the First World. This is, after all, the library of the First World.
Yeah. Taro looks around, suddenly realizing how sort of prophetic this party composition actually is. And he just sort of rolls his eyes, but looks at Kalira, sort of expecting a response, I guess.
She doesn't really know what to say, so she just watches.
Well, Kalira, what is she talking about? Who are you associated with? Are you an enemy of Dragonkind? You got something against gem dragons, or at least? And
No,
just...
not at all. I don't really know who she thinks I'm associated with, but I don't have anything against Dragonkind.
Yes, but it sounds like someone you may work for might. Who, or rather, where do you get your powers from? I mean, not everyone can just animate the dead like that.
Well, I studied it.
So you're a wizard.
Yes. I'm not a warlock. I don't get my powers from anyone besides my hours of tedious studying. That is how wizards get their powers, by like studying stuff. So she's like as confused as you are.
Yeah, Tara just turns his attention to the other two, like trying to see if anyone else has any insights on what the fuck is going on. Like, do we believe this?
Does it
I
matter?
I kind of wonder how relevant it is that someone of our party is associated with someone who would have, as you claim, killed Sadio. And, well, is it just a trick from you to put us off guard, on guard, however you want to call it? Turn us against each other?
It is not a trick. After all, what do I gain from lying?
I
I
mean,
don't
she's got a
know.
point.
You've been here for so long. Maybe you need to entertain yourself somehow.
Of course, if the associate of your friend hadn't killed Sadio, maybe I would have asked him to entertain me. Of course, he would
Look,
most likely said
not
no.
all necromancers know each other.
But who did teach you necromancy? I mean, I'm inclined to sort of understand what she's saying here. We have got an... I mean, he looks at Sizzle and he goes, "You're some kind of elemental, right?" And I mean, the amount of gem dragon blood in this room is more than I've experienced in a while. So I don't know. There's a lot of connections that seem less than... I don't know. It seems more prophetic than just coincidence.
Well, we like money and want to get paid. And we're here now. You don't have to make everything prophetic.
True.
He sort of shrugs and goes, "Yeah, I mean, look, I come from Kiga. Everything there's everyone's paranoid about prophecies. Maybe you're right. But it does all seem a little bit too convenient, don't you think? I mean, a couple of elves that have brought us here. It's just sometimes the most obvious solution is the right one.
I mean, Kylira really knows like nothing of this. She's just very confused. Trying to figure out she's like going through all the people she knows like in her head, although like most of them are kind of dead. Trying to figure out who might have been. She's like, Geralt? No, Geralt died in like the 16th century. Valencia. No, that was like 1,000 years. She died 1,000 years ago.
Look, enough of the guessing game. Madam Curator, who are you referring to? Who killed Sadio? I mean, I always thought it had more to do with the other dragons than, well, any necromancers.
No. And it's not weird that she doesn't know the associate. Sastras liked to play games like, what did they call them? Lorifacts. They just likes to trick people. And what they did, I am not entirely sure. But they did something to turn the people of the first world against the dragons. And during the fight, they instabilized the world enough to destroy, and sadly, Sadio was destroyed in the blast. And yet all traces back to Sastras. I guess that's why most of the gods cast him to the void, where he now whispers, looking for people to serve him. Yet, most doesn't serve him willingly, or if they do, it is because the power they gain. This creature is clearly a sign that they have been that you are in his favor, or he is just trying to trick me into believing that, and thereby getting rid of you, which would most likely be his style, since he loves pitting others against it and see them destroyed, and then just snapping away what doesn't belong to him. Yet, and she lifts one of her hands where Crystal is lining up and points it towards Kylira, and it turns black.
Nope.
There is at least something really attached to you. What
She kind of just like points to herself. Me?
Yes, you. After all, and she just turns the crystal towards Taru, where there's still a little black, but hardly anything compared to when it was turned to Kylira.
Ah, so you're one with the void then, is that it? You're like those damn monks in the mountain? And he looks up, Kalira up and down. No offense, but you don't really seem all that zen-like. And he just looks at him as like gesturing to what a monk generally looks like.
I mean, have you seen my friends? If like, most people can't really stand them. I'm surprised you haven't mentioned the smell of them yet. To be honest, she'll sort of like lean in a bit and like, you know, cat can like really smell after like a few days without a bath. But don't tell her I told you that. And she just like looks to the skeletons and gives like a thumbs up.
My darling, I breathe necromantic energy. I'm not worried about the smell of death.
Ah,
But
good.
yes. But this is the thing, most of those sort of Zen masters and things don't. Well, they seem quite unfazed by the prospect of death. Most of them aren't for bringing things back. But clearly, you have figured something out that they haven't. I mean, he just looks back over at the void elemental, and he's just sort of worrying for a second as he thinks, like, hesitates with the question.
And what about you, other child of Sadio? What do you think about this?
Well, it is an interesting development within this group to run into because, well, you never know who you cross path with, who you team up with, and it's interesting to learn things, but I don't want to jump to conclusions all too quickly just because you mention that she's associated, but I don't really see any real proof to back up that statement other than that being over there, which could have been with us for multiple reasons, as you state yourself.
No proof. She holds up the dark crystal towards you, and it's more dark than Taru's, but not as dark as when she turns it towards Kalira. Just look at this. Look at how dark it is. It reacts to the corruption. The corruption that is connected to Sastres.
I wonder if my character wonders if she's lying about that or not.
You can roll insight if you want.
She kind of just like says at her and it's just like, look, lady, I don't know what kind of necromancer you've met, but I'm just like a normal girl with my like slightly unusual friend. See?
Well, from what you can see, she seems to be telling the truth. Or at least what she believes the truth is. After all, what is the truth for one person may not be the truth for another.
Well, if that crystal of yours indeed tells you who is more corrupted, I only fought a few of those beings, and for some reason it turned somewhat black towards me. So it could be from any source other than direct association, could it not?
Correct. This creature, and she points against to this, if it touches a creature's flesh, parts of it falls off and burrows into it. It starts the corrupting process, making them more likely to listen to Sastra's voice. And you Yes, my relationship to Sadio or the Divine Tree is I am an ally. For me, the loss of Sadio was a great thing, great loss for the world. Imagine what he could have created. Just imagine the offspring he could have had. Yeah, or maybe that's what he made me protect. Who knows? I'm no enemy of any of the dragons, unless they come to destroy knowledge. Then they are my enemy.
Well, then it seems we are allies, and perhaps you could be so kind as to forgive our young elven trespasser over there and allow us to take her home as we have been hired to do. That is why we came here after all, not to destroy any of your knowledge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not here to destroy knowledge. I just want to gain knowledge.
And not through thievery, just
No,
to be
no, not
she
through
didn't mean
thievery.
Knowledge. In the end of the day, when it comes to knowledge, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. As it is true, the search of knowledge that you sometimes forget what is important. Even some of the gods forget that, and that is why people like Lorifax can make people do things by promise them power, which is the same Sastres does. So it's very much, but well, a trade perhaps. Give me this one, and I will let you off. I will let you take your elven friend and your books. Of course, you will be owing me some knowledge.
Wait, what? Which one is that one? Is that Steve?
That is Steve.
Oh no. We can't leave Steve. Steve's been with me from the beginning. He was my first friend. I can't leave him behind. He's been with me through everything.
Wait, which was just meta out of character? Which was the useless one again?
Wasn't that
That's
which one?
Jim. That's
Yeah,
this
Jim.
one. Yeah, the one.
Steve was like the most useful one.
Yeah, he'll just say, "Oh, you don't want that one. The one behind. That is a fine skeleton right there. I mean, what do you want it for, though?"
What I want it for is actually, and she turns the crystal like over there, and it shines. Why does it shine? It stands close to this corrupting force, and she moves it over towards the void elemental, and it turns dark. But when she turns it back to Steve, yeah, I'm really interested. That's worthy of letting this thief go. So, what say you?
Well, no, Steve's my best friend. I'm sorry I can't part with him. And the rest of the skeletons nod. It's like an entourage. They're like, we're just like a friend group, just we're all buddies, you know. Like we can't just leave Steve. Look, I know it would be simple to find another skeleton, but like Steve, he's different, you know? They all are. They have their own personalities. And Steve has been there for me. Like, he was like the first successful necromancy spell I had. My first buddy. So I'm sorry, but you can't have Steve.
Seems we are at an impasse then. After all, that is the only one I will accept as a trait worthy of this thief. I'm not interested in the others.
Now that's just insulting. You know, Kat is a lovely woman, and Frank, you know, he has the best jokes. Oh, fuck, you can't understand undead. Never mind. But you know, Dee just like gives good vibes. They all like they're all great. Don't just say that Steve's great. They're all great. It's like getting really defensive of our skeletons. Yeah, she doesn't like this lady. She's insulting our skeletons. She's not interested in them. They're so interesting.
Perhaps there is another thing you could do for me. Though, doubt you could. But you can search if you can find that knowledge that I haven't been able to, then yes, I would be able to allow her to leave.
I mean, just a quick question, but what's just stopping us from taking her?
Well, have you considered that everything around her could be just a huge place where magic doesn't work? So if you try to do anything, you just plummet to your death. And only have you considered that?
No magic works in there. Why does the magic holding her there work if nothing else does?
Yeah, Chimera is just gonna like shoot off a ray of frost into the not on like she's not aiming for she's aiming like into the no, you know that's a bad idea. It will probably hit books. Never mind. She kind of just says, "Fair enough, I guess. What knowledge is it that you seek?" And wait, wasn't it just you who said that like the most true form is knowledge that you know nothing? So don't you already have that knowledge?
I take it back. You definitely something to do with the void. That was
Me.
yeah, just like it gives you the sort of okay symbol, just like yep, you got.
I do not have that knowledge. I've been tasking many people with it. None have delivered it. This is one thing I want to know, because after all, Sadio tasked me. Well, he tasked me to look after 3 eggs who hasn't hatched in a long time. I wonder why. I've been trying so much to see what. I even had the queen look to check that they were not destroyed or dead. And she confirms it's very much still alive, though. How to hatch them is what I want to know, because they don't want to hatch.
Well, why do you want them to hatch?
Oh no, I mean, why wouldn't you? Look, how about this? You let our friend over there go, and I'll happily help you take a look at some eggs. I've got plenty of experience hatching these kinds of things, and he'll just sort of lift his hand as Jinfu runs along his shoulders and just coils itself around him.
She lifts her hand and snaps her finger and says, "Very well." And you see this little creature come here, just flies over there like, just like drags her over here.
Noise.
Is
Lucifer comes in.
What is that creature that goes and grabs?
Oh, you haven't seen these creatures, and she is like gesturing. A song dragon. Most people like the baboon Fispin thinks they are just metallic dragons that poses as humans. This one has chosen to stay in his dragon form instead of taking a more humanoid form, or who knows? Maybe it's just waiting for a master.
Tara chuckles and goes, "Wouldn't last long in Kiga, I'll tell you that."
One thing
sorry, Karen.
one thing I have been wondering: have all your attempts to hatch those eggs been within this place?
Of course, it has been within this place.
What if that is exactly what prevents them from hatching?
He might have a point, you know. The environment for an egg to hatch is very important. It could just need a bit extra warmth, you know. The deserts out in Arania would be great for incubation. But, you know, if it's a dragon or something like that, what do you think is in these eggs?
I don't know. After all, what Sadio said was one of them, that it was his creation. So who knows, maybe it's a whole new type of dragon. Maybe. Oh, no. There was a time when an elf came visit and joked about a dragon and an elf with tentacles that could spew creatures that would infest and create slaves to it. Who knows? Maybe that's one of them. Maybe. Maybe one of the eggs is Sadio. Maybe he actually didn't die, but just hid his essence inside an egg, and what we saw was merely a shell. That's why a fool like Sastrius could destroy him.
Terrence shakes his head and he goes, "A dragon with tentacles? No, you don't want to fuck with something like that. We've seen some things in Uchibito Bay that will scar you for life, let me tell you. It's... I mean... yeah, we definitely got to take a look at these eggs." Looks at the rest of the party, like,
Fine.
nodding, like, right?
Fine then. Follow. And she gets up and starts walking. So, you two, you're gonna stay here, and he nods at this dragon. You look after them in case they try to run. Eat them.
Who are the you two? Like the two elves?
Yeah, the two elves.
Okay.
And she starts walking around. Just to the other side. God damn you. Let me guess, you try to get somewhere.
Just keep going into a gray area.
I just walked somewhere and I ended up in a there.
Was it? Were we supposed to go through the stairs?
Yeah. I think so. Did you end up in... No! Holy shit. You ended up in the most dangerous place.
No! I turned immediately around when I see what the name of the thing. There's no fucking entrance. Oh shit!
And
I haven't actually looked around. No, I don't want to be here. This is the fucking. Well, I don't know what you have in mind for this, but this is.
Yeah, it is
Well,
basically because I forgot
Emma,
to.
we got to start communicating about the maps we're using. I've literally used every map that you've put into this adventure. You're gonna have to move me or activate the room we're supposed to be in because I can't leave this map. I haven't looked around though, but I know the map.
Yeah, you. I gotta move Calry.
Amira, yeah.
Yeah, Kylera? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do that and then I can finally do. And this map I know you haven't used.
Oh, is this a? Okay, I had to click through for a while there. Oh, is this a dungeon alchemist?
Yeah, this is a dungeon alchemist. And what she basically does is she goes down and opens like a door. You go to a hallway where this seems to be nothing. She just places her hand and then boom. The staircase opens, revealing a room behind it. And she starts walking just there. Oh yeah, don't get any funny ideas. These... And she points at these two ballistas, or... yeah, they're set to activate in case anything happens here.
Oh no, it was a trap. How unexpected.
Not a
Are
trap.
these statues
Yes, those are statues.
of dragon? What?
Oh yeah, they are just some of the original, shall we say, blueprints of the dragon kind. Like what eventually became Dragonborn. She just...
Oh, one of those right dragons or something like that. They do that at the temple back home, creating Dragonborn. Horrible process.
That's fine.
How do they do it?
Oh, that might be a story for another time, but looks like we might have some different techniques going on around here, though, and he's very curious about this. But yeah, maybe one day you can join me back in Kiga and I can show you. If you ever want to try and earn your scales.
She gives a thumbs up, but she says, I don't think I'd want to be a Dragonborn, no offense. I don't think my friends would recognize me.
Yeah, because you'd be 10 times cooler than you are now. Look, you've spent most of your life trying to learn how to harness the power of necromantic energy. It's in my breath, darling. And that's not because I don't use breath mint, so he just feels very cocky about his draconic power, and he just like winks at Imiz, right? Also, is that just a blue glow in front of us, or is that like a
Yeah,
waterfall kind of?
that is a glue glow. It basically what you see is basically like the waters emanates like this blue glow. Like you're not sure if it's dangerous or if it's like that, but the curator has walked through it like it was nothing and just stands looking at something. And she gestures at you to come closer.
Well, let's approach then, I assume. See what's all about with the eggs.
And now, let's see here. What about Kylera? Does she approach also?
I think so.
Target's a bit distracted by the egg over there. Is this also an egg that she's standing in front of?
Yes, that's also an egg.
Just more like crystalline. Ooh.
Ah, god damn it! Why did I click that? Well, Amos, yeah, I meant to request. That's just
Rolled automatic.
you can just roll a wisdom one unless you just want to take those.
It can only turn out better, I assume, so I'm gonna attempt it.
Am I also supposed to roll?
Nope, because you aren't affected by what it is.
Wait, do I have to roll?
You have to roll, yeah, but because I made the mistake, it actually rolled you a 20, which is above the DC for this.
Oh, nice.
And I can see with Ms, he also passes. So for a moment when you step up, you feel like something inside you, like, no, do not step there. Like it just tries to like, it's like trying to move out from whatever this is. Like, ugh. It almost feels like the same like feeling like when those void creatures hit you.
Sus.
And the curator is like, yeah, this is one of them. I've never seen an egg like this. That is why I kept it here, the most protective place. These waters keeps anything bad from the void out. If a creature of the void was to fall into this water, I would imagine it being a really painful death. And she just smiles. Just by imagining it. After all, very few creatures this day can even create these waters. It was lost with the first worlds. Yet stuff like, and she points at Emerson, this moon touch weapon is a relic from that time when they infused it to fight against the void.
Interesting. I didn't know this history of this weapon. But since you seem to be so knowledgeable on the whole void stuff, is there any way to rid the corruption out of beings that are infected with it?
Well, depending on how corrupt, I would say if you took the servant of the one you brought with you and threw it in there, they would most likely just die without any hopes of returning, though. If you are not too corrupt, I would guess this waters would cleanse part of the corruption. Though it's most likely a very painful process.
Okay, good to know, good to know.
I'm sorry, I will be right back.
Okey-doke.
But does any of you have any idea of how to potentially hatch such an egg here, or the one your friend is standing with?
Well, like I suggested earlier, it might be a case of the location being having an effect on the egg, preventing it from being hatched while it's within this place, even though it might not be the most logical cause of it.
It could be, though taking it out risks the corruption of the void.
Well, I mean, considering that we protected within this library isn't also isn't particularly safe against the corruption, is it?
Wait, then should I stay away from it if I am like very voidy, you know?
Well, I guess considering that this has been pulling a lot of the waters, I would guess touching it would be like having all of your blood just turned to boiling water. At least for those with high corruption. Though it may just instantly kill you. I don't know.
I'm back, sorry.
Welcome back. Yeah, I don't think Kylira would know anything about hatching dragon eggs. She deals with bringing the dead to life, not bringing life to life, or life into the world. She works with dead people, not like alive stuff. You know.
Yeah, I mean, Tara's got some experience. Can I take a look? Is there a hole or something?
Oh man, I'm like wondering because like let's see. Would it be Oh yeah, in this case it's arcane.
Okay. Can I roll with advantage because I've got because I'm a Drake Warden?
Do you have any idea of what this is? Because then if you have like a slight idea of like what type of dragon it could be, then I will give you advantage.
Yeah, I mean that looks like it could possibly be some kind of a gem dragon, possibly sapphire. It's which egg are we looking at? The one in front of us, right here, right?
Yeah, the right in front of you.
Yeah, based on what I'm looking at, it looks crystalline, so it could be some kind of gem dragon. But if those are tentacles wrapped around it, then he worries that it may be an elderbrain dragon.
It is more like petals, like vines and stuff.
Yeah, then he considers it may be similar to the flower dragons he's seen in the Sakura forest, but he wouldn't be 100% sure.
You can roll with advantage.
Oh wow. At least it wasn't the next one.
Man, I like that 9 and 1 together gave 10, which is what you also got. So I'll tell you that what you look at is basically a dragon of Fae or a moonstone dragon egg. Just because I like the way it rolls, even though it's pretty low.
Yeah, that I think that would be what he relays, is that this looks like some kind of Feywild stuff. I'm not all too familiar with Fey dragons, but I mean, it looks like what we're probably dealing with. That one over there looks a little bit more like something I might be able to help you with.
And what about the others? Who knows? Maybe it's not even a dragon egg. Maybe it's a fire elemental. Maybe that's why. It could be. Yeah, why don't we. Well, if any of you would want to try. Like, basically, if you want to try, you can roll a. Yeah, that would be a nature one.
Yeah, I think Sakura is gonna not. She doesn't want to risk hurting dragons with her stuff, you know. So she kind of just like stands back and watches.
And let's see here what you have. You have a 33. Well, this is an interesting one. Because this dragon, it seems connected to time.
It was about.
And it's maybe why it actually seems like this thing here. Which is, while it doesn't look like it, it's actually a golden tree where there's like money grows on it. That may be an effect of it being close to that one. And it's also maybe why you feel like suddenly that feeling of like stuff that has just been like creeping a little bit inside you, it's just gone, like it never been there.
Yeah, he just looks up in awe at this money tree, and his greed brain is definitely activated here as he goes, "Well, this. I mean, I've seen similar magic from Master Katsuya, but this.
Wait for what?
What is this tree?" And he just turns around, like asking the curator what the tree actually is. Part of it is that thing affecting time? Is it making it grow faster, or is it just? And he's just looking in wonder.
Oh, this one. It was just sapling some time ago, and because time moves a little bit faster for her, a little time ago would be about 100 years ago. It was just a sapling. There. It was a gift from the ruler of Nyx. He came here to study up on some races, and as he didn't. As he was giving this, I thought it. Well. A well good trade. After all, how many sees a money tree? And he didn't even take anything, so I basically got it for free. So it was a great deal.
I've been in many forests, and I have never seen a tree so beautiful. He's, he's like making a note to himself. He needs to get one of these, 100%.
Feel free to take some. I don't think it will damage to take a little of the gold. After all, I tried. I wanted to see if it did. And nothing really did any. It didn't die or anything, so yeah, and it seems to grow back at a really fast rate. So just take some. Though don't be greedy.
Yeah, Kylara doesn't really care much for money, so she just leaves it. Just like watches everyone else take it, I guess.
What about the rest of you? Especially you, Cecil?
I was about to ask, maybe I said it and I missed it, but can we touch the egg? Or was it the little corruption from your body and your blood turns to boiling water?
You don't have any corruption, so you wouldn't actually be affected by it. But remember, you are made of. Actually, that could be interesting. Maybe the fire would actually do something.
Yeah, just ask her, Miss Corridor, can I touch the egg?
She just turns to you and is like with the crystal in her hand and looks at you, and it's just blank. Well, you don't seem to have any corruption, so feel free to touch the egg.
Yeah, I place both of my hands. How big is it?
How big it is? It's it would be small.
Easily lift it if I need to.
You can. Yeah, you can lift it. It's not like grown into like the base or anything. It's not a plant.
I just pick up the egg, like scan it, and then I look back at the curator and ask her, maybe the egg has something to do with void energy, because if you lock it in here and it's supposed to keep it out, maybe you can, if you let it out of the area, it will hatch.
I tried taking it out of this area just to see. Of course, ensuring that no worms or anything got to it, and putting it back afterwards. And I
there we go. I can hear them.
And I doubt that the great Sadio would have anything to do with such a destructive force as the void. It ruins everything it touches. Though, maybe taking it out for a walk could be fine. After all, it should be covered enough to get through that bad room. Should really clean that room. Sometimes just seems I'm done with it. It's returns after a while. Maybe.
So I just pick up the egg, just holding it, and I start walking towards the egg on the right.
The right, let's see, which one on the right? Oh, you mean that one? Yeah, and just to indicate that it is no longer there, I'm just gonna make it invisible. And the curator just walks behind and is like, So no one is interested in any money. Interesting.
Oh no, Taro was definitely grabbing some coins. So thank you very much. He starts pulling his coin.
Yeah, you grab 500. Yeah, for you it would be 50 koku, but it's basically just what amount to 500 gold.
No, well, if he picks up gold, he picks up gold.
Yeah, it's gold. It's just in terms of like what would be. So yeah, 500 gold you can add. And you see, like, it's amazing. Like the thing you has like picked, it's like starting to grow back, not quickly, but faster than it should take. So that egg may have something to do with it.
Is the
He's
egg
gonna
on
try
the
to
right
plant one of
leaking?
these coins when he gets home.
Yeah, Cecil, and
Is the egg on the right leaking?
no, it's basically just laying on a table. It's just laying on a table. Let me just show you it.
Oh.
Think of it. Actually, this should also show you the table. I just realized I could have made it invisible. Yeah. Basically, just think of it as a protective circle that draws energy from this here. You most likely see it as a huge glowing thing. And what about you, Cybo?
I'm going to see what I can read from this here. If there's anything at all, even.
Let me just see. Oh, this one. Yeah, let me just see what this is. Oh, you found the coolest thing. Oh, you found the coolest thing. Where was it? Oh, yeah. You found the coolest thing. You find a record about Yantis. Let me just see if I can. Let me see. Permission. Shut down a little bit, of course. Keep in mind, let me just show it to you. Where are you? Sorry about that. It shows out on your screen and it should be readable, right?
Yes, I can read it.
Yeah, it's basically talks about the Yantis of how they are what you call like split into groups, like between like the islanders, who seems to be the more civilized ones, while those that lives on the mainland seems to be a little bit more uncivilized, and what most people think when they thinks about Yantis. And then there's a little bit about like how the Yantis are born and then now you don't have the knowledge, but the writer is potentially a little bit biased.
Okay, interesting.
Very random.
And let me just see this one here. I don't think there's any. Oh yeah, there's details. So this one, it is like on the pages a little bit about the writer. Let me just show you it, since you have it. You should. How does it actually?
Yeah,
That seems
I
like.
see it.
Yeah, that's like, I love this monk's enchanted token bar. And it's like a little bit about the that's like what it is like. So apparently the curator has been studying what is it called? Like Yantis. Or maybe it's just one of the books they have gotten in exchange for information from here. Also, I don't know if how this looks, but there's actually like scrolls and books here and books here. There's
Yeah, I see some sort of bookcase thingy with. I could tell it's scrolls laying inside of it.
Yeah. If I could make it 3D, then you would actually see this one, and even cooler if I could have had like a token I could rotate. But sadly, it's created like a map, so none of the things
Yeah,
can be.
no problem.
Yeah, just in case you want to look at that. And what do Kylera, Taru, and Sissel do at the moment?
She's still just observing what's happening.
If I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I'm doing.
Well,
Yeah, and that's why it took me a very long time to ask the Queen to come here and confirm that they were still alive. Since how would it look if I, who personally was picked by Sadio to overlook these eggs, could, well, looked as I didn't know what to do? Of course, I have tried much over the years. Nothing has worked. And that's why I'm giving you the chance. So, you have any idea about this egg? This is the one I'm most curious about.
No.
Tara's also coming in to take a look at that one.
And yeah, can I make you both roll a perception check? Just to see like how it actually appears to you, this egg. You and Taro. Cecil and Taro, yeah. Okay.
Does this count for the advantage? Is that on like the nature and arcana?
Actually, what I do is basically just put it together. And what you see is, while this looks black, when you are like there, as you lean into it, it starts like being a like reflection, like a red shimmer, almost like ruby. Or maybe it's just the light.
Tara will definitely get in closer, trying to figure out if that is. He'll call Immers. Say, Immers, come take a look at this. I mean, does that Sizzle? Does that look like? That looks like Ruby to you too, right? I mean, Sadio was the Ruby Dragon.
Cecil just tilts his head, I guess.
I also want to take a close look at the egg.
Sure, you can do the perception.
Let's see.
Yeah. There is, as you look at it, while the others is like, it could be that it just seems red because of Cecil's color. You're pretty sure that this egg is red. While it appears dark from it, it may be a defense mechanism to basically make other dragons raise it, or maybe it is because it is a prototype, maybe. Yeah, because when you look at it, it is clearly ruby red. This may be the only ruby egg in existence, if it is that.
I can confirm that the egg is indeed ruby red, so you're correct on that. Taro?
So what? What is this like? A child of Sadio? He just looks back at the curator. Where did this one even come from?
This
This-
one was the last of the 3 eggs the great Sadio gave me. Sadly, he died shortly thereafter. She's like clutching like the staff she holds really closely. It's clearly like, I don't even want you don't even need to roll. I'd say you need to be an incompetent moron to not like figuring out that she's really angry or thinking about that. So, you have noticed that it turns this ruby red. I thought at first it was the light, though. Over this long time I've spent with it, I've seen it. It's also why this one is the most protected of them all. I paid a great price by allowing her to come here. She can come and go as she pleases. Not really happy about that, but at least she didn't steal like Naki did. If I didn't have to protect these eggs, I would love nothing more but find this Anaki person, just burn her insides down. This gotta be worth it. So, what do you think?
It is indeed a very interesting egg, but I'd have no real idea, I think, about which type of dragon could be contained within it, because I think that of the two of us, Taro is the more knowledgeable one when it comes to dragon eggs.
Yes, but I think whatever gave this egg its ruby color might be the same thing that gave you and I both our blood and heritage. Will you try something with me, Emiz? I'm going to try and send a psionic message to whatever is inside that egg and see if I get any kind of response, if there is anything living and growing inside there, using the abilities of the gem dragon. I assume you can do such a thing as well?
I indeed have the same capabilities that you're talking about. I assume you mean telepathic communication?
Yes, the psionic mind. That, I mean, I figure using some gem abilities to try and communicate with what is in there from the two of us well, might provoke an appropriate response as opposed to our horned friend over here. No offense, Madam Curator. Shall we give it a go? And he'll just reach out and place a hand on the egg and just look at him as like,
Sure, let's give it a go. And I also place my egg on the hand on the egg, and attempt to, yeah, use my psionic mind to communicate with whatever is inside the egg.
Well, give me a pure intelligence and with advantage. Because of the mind link. And it's both of you.
just straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence, yes. Well, it seems because Emmett isn't like a great study. He just feels like he almost gets like repelled, like because the protection. It seems like it just keeps him out. Like whoever made the protection was like really thinking about a lot of things. Taro, though, it seems like while you still feel this like that, it's like something lets you in. You hear a voice. Interesting. Oh, child. Who are you? Why do you have father's essence?
I will say in Draconic that I'm Taro Tenshiro, son of the Topaz Champion. I believe I may be an ancient descendant of yours. And he's not entirely sure, but sort of asked that question.
Always a good thing to know that I'm not. That you're not the. My father is not that weak. So why do you have the essence? I feel it.
I was wondering how we may be connected myself. You say your father. Who are you exactly, my young wormling friend?
Well, what were you before you were born?
Same as I'll be after I die?
Well, I am possibility. Because from my perspective, I can be anything. And yet I can also be nothing. As until I'm born, I am not. I have all possibilities, yet when I am born, lose all possibilities, and because I only pick the one. So what? I am could be a lie, or I could be the truth. The only thing I know is that your essence is the same as father. Where is father?
Is your father Sadio or Schrodinger? At this point, no. I'm afraid I don't have those answers, and I'd look over to Imiz to see if he is connected to this conversation as well. If we were successfully able to, if I was able to bring him in with.
He has basically
Yeah,
been. He has not been like in there, but he's basically like, because you are like that, you basically are linked to him, so it's like passing through you. So you're basically working as a relay at the moment, Taro. So yes,
Yeah, so
he
then-
would know. He would know about the conversation.
He kind of looks at you and just shrugs. We were, I suppose, wondering why you are just still possibility and why you haven't taken form yet.
Well, father said that he would be going away a little time. He would be hiding us. The other two didn't seem to see eye to eye. Didn't tell why. Said they would be hiding. Then they came. I would be born, yet they have not come. Why?
Are we noticing what's happening behind us?
No, it actually doesn't happen. It's just me accidentally clicking the 1 or 2 button where I have the macro.
Surprise. Yeah, I'll look at Imaz and sort of see if he's got anything to add to this. Otherwise, I'll start relaying this to Sizzle and wherever Kalira is.
I'm mainly just listening to the conversation to see, yeah, what is going on between from the egg and etc. So not really having anything to add to it at the moment.
Then I guess I'll just turn to the others and say, I think this may be a child of Sardior that hasn't really wanted to be born yet. I'm still a little bit confused as to why. It seems to be waiting for something. And let's look at the curator and say, has there been anyone that has come searching for these eggs? I mean, I know that you were quite protective over them, but who have you had to protect them from?
Sastress, of course.
Right.
And people like Lorifax who would most likely just destroy them for fun or use them for some kind of fun. I don't know. Naki never came here. And I'm happy she don't even know about it because I fear what she could have done with these eggs. She could have destroyed whatever. And if this truly is Sadio, then why wouldn't it be born? It would be such a great honor to have raised one. Yet, why does it deny me that honor?
Raises his eyebrows, looks at the rest of the party. Any ideas?
She shakes her head.
Did you tell us everything he said? Out of character question.
Yeah, I'll give a recap of everything we heard in there. I guess perhaps between Emma's and I we can relay it all.
So isn't he just waiting for his dad? That's how I understand it.
Sorry, but say again?
What he said was basically that he's just waiting for his dad.
Yes, but it seems a little bit. I'll put my hand back on the egg. Who is your father exactly? Are you the child of Sardior? I always sort of pictured Sardior as female. I don't know why.
And you like, man, make a wisdom save.
For assuming Sardior's gender.
No, something else. I guess. Well, you just feel like this, like it's just like for a moment, like trying to pull in your like mental, like pull it inside the egg because it's like this idiot, like doesn't even deserve the body, but it's like you just resist, and it's like, of course I'm the child, and even if Sadio was female, couldn't she still give birth? Oh yeah, I said father.
Makes more
Then,
sense.
after all, there have been females that have had kids. And some refers to them as father. Though, well, of course, no one knows it because father hides well, little one.
Turn to the rest of the party. Well, it's clearly a child, but it's doesn't seem like. Well, seems to think that Sadio may not be as dead as we think.
The curator just like runs over and is like, just grabs your hand and it's like, really, Sadio is alive, and she just is like interconic, like really old draconic, so it's a little bit hard, even for Sizzle's like thing to like translate. It's like, really, where is he? Where is Sadio?
Well, I think Sizzle is right. I think that the egg is waiting for Sadio's return. But we can try and ask.
And you just hear like, yes, I am waiting for father to come out of hiding and come here.
Well, we would love to help you achieve that. If you could just tell us where he's hiding, maybe we could go and fetch him for you.
In the land of mountain and snow. That was all he said.
Well, that narrows it down. And I'll turn and relay that to the party. Land of mountain and snow, he says. That could literally be anywhere. I mean, Ordia, Storma, Kiga, everywhere's got mountains and snow, but with dragons, I mean, my best guess would be Bazir.
Hmm.
But if that's true, if Sadio's just been hiding out in the mountains of Bazir, what is he having tea parties with dwarves? Or... Yeah, Tara's kind of reeling because this goes against a lot of the things he learned as a child, but also some of it makes more sense, some of it makes less sense. He's just trying to sort it all out in his head.
Well, what are you waiting for? Shouldn't you be off to this Basia? If that's really where you think he's hiding, then go find him.
You told us to figure out how to hatch the eggs, and we did.
She just is like, just face palming so hard, and is like, you think if she like pulls any harder, like with her finger, she may just pull out her skin. It's like, didn't you say that didn't you say that he would, that his arrival here would dawn the child's birth?
Yes, but it also said that Sadio's been hiding for all this time. You really think that going and finding Sadio is such a good idea? If you know Sadio so well, why don't you go? We're just as fascinated as I am. We have business in Bazir.
Sadio placed me and charged me with protecting this knowledge. This place has information that destroyed the first civilization. If they didn't have that power, then disastrous couldn't have made them. Oh, God damn it. Why? I think this should have been kept secret. yet you have. So I can't leave this place. If I leave it, I leave the eggs, and who knows who comes and steal this. Have you considered that?
Oh yeah, that does actually make quite a bit of sense. Well, I mean, look, the rest of us, this is one job that we're working on, but as far as I see it, we've given you the answers that we promised you. If you would like us to go and hunt down Sardio for you, well, that's going to be a whole other job.
And I guess you also want me to send you there. Just with the snap of my fingers, right?
Well, wait, you can do. No, I thought we were going to have to go and find a ship. This is why I'm saying it's a hell of a job to do.
I'm just wondering if you would be able to send us there with the snap of fingers. Doesn't that mean you'd know where Sardior is right now?
No. And she just like holds up her hand, and but you can see like a smile, and she's like just laughing. No, what I meant was, if I even was able to just snap you there, just to see it, of course, it would mean that I would have been there, which means, yeah. But who knows? I could just snap you there and you would be a random place in Basia, maybe. But it wouldn't be where Sadio was, if he even is in Basia. Also, our friend has been very quiet, and she turns to Kelria and is like, God damn it, why now? Oh, well. Well, yes. Well, seems she's a little occupied taking in the surroundings. It's a really interesting place, especially this one. And she points at this grail. I didn't really understand why people seek this grail. It doesn't even grant wishes. All it is good for is drinking from it. Yet people go in quest of it. I don't understand. I don't even understand what's so holy about this grail.
Quite frankly, I could use a drink. But the rest of you mind if I try it out? He'll just pull his water skin from his belt. He's just trying to still take in all this information and sees a fancy cup.
Okay, you pour it in the cup, and it just takes this shimmering, like golden, almost radiant, not, like poisonous radiant, but like you feel like nothing evil can come from this.
Oh, please be alcoholic. Please be alcoholic. And he'll swig it back.
And with that, roll me a constitution save. Well, this is like you've most likely tasted that red dragon brew where it's like that, but this is like if there was any slime like just in your throat, it's just burned away. It's like it burns all the way down, and it feels like really good.
Oh, it's like paladin piss. What the hell? Yeah. He's got a taste for the necrotic. The sort of radiant thing is like, not sure I enjoy that. It does warm the belly though.
And the curator is like, how the children of Sadio has degraded, having paladins piss in their mouth.
I look at him kind of confused, and I open my mouth and I close it again, like and literally give him a look like, how do you even know how that tastes?
He just like scowls at both of you and like shrugs. How literal are you? What? Obviously, a paladin's never pissed in my mouth. And he just rolls his eyes and puts the goblet back.
I want to know if he's lying.
Yeah, you can make an inside check.
You have insight.
Yeah, no, that's obviously just a figure of speech. He just rolls his eyes like fucking foreigners.
Well, you're technically all foreigners here.
Yeah, he means non-Kigani people. It's like he's not actually saying that out loud, but just in his head. It's like,
And who knows, maybe she has been reading your mind all the entire time and you never noticed. No, I wouldn't do that.
got a 20 on my wisdom save. Better know if there's someone poking around in my brain.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But she turns to Kelria. Well, now that you have enjoyed the thingy here, the final lake, the one at the golden tree. You had any idea of how to hatch this? Since just want to know, you already given enough great information for me to consider letting you leave with your things and letting the thief leave. Actually, I feel really generous, and she just goes like where Sizzle is and is like, yeah, I don't know if you saw that or if the blue one basically absorbed the animation.
What was I supposed to see? We're just going back to place the egg I took.
Okay, I'm gonna put it here. I think everybody can see it like here. Look at that. Did you see that? The little fire animation. Yeah.
Oh, that thingy.
Yeah, that little thingy. Well, I will have him look after you. You can take the egg with you. You will report back to me on your thing. Relax. You won't report back on private matters of pleasure and stuff like that. Only if you put the egg in danger. Then I will have some people find you and yeah. And it's like just runs up to Sizzle and is like seems really interested in him because it's like a little fire elemental, like a little fire rodent. Let me just see. Yeah, just that's how it looked. Did it show up for everybody?
It's not showed up on the stream yet.
God damn it. It's weird. It should show up. Let me just give. Maybe it's because it's. I really hope it's not observation. Ah, god damn it! Why don't it show up? Okay. Just for a second. Yeah. Also a little bit information there you shouldn't see. But you can see it now, right? On the stream.
Ah, yes, yes. Oh, so cute.
Oh yeah, it most likely also secure that you do not. And she does something. She goes over to this little cauldron and like draws some symbols over it, and then points towards you. And why does it not? God damn it! Why do you? Not, why am I not there when I? And with that, if you look now, it should show up. The little conjuring thingy.
Yep.
Phoenix! Off there, man.
It's not Phoenix.
No, my cat is like on my desk. Come here, little shit. You are now getting cuddles. Yes. Look at the stream. Look at that.
So now what? Are we done here? Are we allowed to leave?
Oh, now I know why. Look at it now, it shows up. I understand now what I did wrong. Well, this is like really like ducking into like the clothes of Kelria. It's like seems to be really liking her, this little creature.
Really? This one, the skeletal one.
Yeah,
Whoa.
the figment of ruin, as it's called. Well, seems we're done here after all. You don't seem to have knowledge how to open this egg.
Well,
Maybe.
we did get steps further than you did, so that's something.
So you say that. Interesting. Well, that's the case. You can take the egg with you, though. I'll need some security that you do not ruin it. And she's like drawing some symbols and this little cutie appears. Let me just see if I can. This little cutie appears.
Aww.
And it basically crawls up to Taru and is like, yeah, he would basically he would look after you and ensure that you do not mess up with stuff.
Wait, so these did they hatch from the eggs? No, they didn't.
No, think of them like small familiars.
Oh.
Like that, it's just manufactured.
Nice. Yeah, Lucifer looks like very jealous.
Yeah,
So she's got like Lucifer on one shoulder, the Figment on her other shoulder, and Lucifer's kind of just like glaring at the Figment, and like Chimera is just kind of not noticing. She's like paying attention to the conversation and nodding and stuff. Sorry, I just need to let my cat out. He's being a shit.
Yeah, and just in case you think getting rid of them would be easy. These are pretty robust, so if you kill them, they will just come back to life and be more.
There we go.
More, shall we say, suspicious of you, and maybe also report your private matters to me. Of course, it will take them a little bit of time to get back to life, so you would have a little bit of time, but outside of that, I think we are done here, and I presume Taru is taking this egg?
Yeah, Taro will sort of kneel down and just coax it onto his arm, just try and get it to sit on his shoulder. Come on,
You
little guy.
do. And that you do.
Oh, Jesus, that's cold. Okay.
Well, shall we get going?
I think so. Come on, Jinfu.
Yeah, Kyler is also ready to go. She follows.
Yeah, I thought so. Ah, god damn it. Why did I give you? Oh my god, I just realized the downfall of anything. And what about Jerry? Is he gonna stay in the room? Or is he also moving? Cecil, yeah. Ah, okay. I'm just gonna put it over here while the scene is... No, wait. I need to grab Jerry.
And for some reason, I'm now in the old room.
Yeah, me too.
God damn you! Why do you jump back and forth? Oh, wait a second.
Just gotta activate the other one. This one is the active.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was just like... I was like, your tokens. No, please. Please stop. Make it stop. Well, I guess you better be on your way if you are to find Sadio. Presuming.
Just wondering, do you have something for us to safely transport the egg instead of putting it in one of our backpacks?
I've never really considered moving it. And she's like... just shortly, like, running back to the old room. And it's like rummaging around in there, like looking around. And then after a little time, she comes back out and is like having these little... It seems like she holds like two floating over the crystal, and it seems like almost black holes, if you understand what I mean. Like a miniature version of the cute thing in the middle, except there's no books. And she says, they should be safe in here. Just do not put those two together, or they may not be safe anymore. And what she hands, let's see, it would be Cecil and Taru. I think those two was the one holding the egg.
Yeah.
Let me just find the item because I have...
Portable hole, yay!
Exactly, that is what's there. Let me just throw it in your equipment. So, Cherry, in case you missed it, you've just been given a portable hole to carry the eggs, because that's most likely the safest place to have them.
Okay.
And I just moved you out of the room. I'm not sure if you wanted to look inside the room for books or anything, because...
No, I didn't.
Well, Yeah, and all of you has pretty much been given like. Oh, God damn it! Did I forget that in the?
Yeah, I'll sort of turn to Ms and say, "Well, I mean, would you like to carry it?" This, um, as he's just sort of fumbling with both, asking for your help to actually put the egg into the portable hole.
Oh, no worry. Let me assist. It might be safer that way. We wouldn't want to let it drop, would we?
No, that could. Just looks over the edge. Yeah, that could be bad. Here we go, and just hand you the sort of cloth.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, that would be really bad because if you were to destroy them, well. And she just goes over into a corner and it just is like just getting surrounded by lightning. It's just like it expands and then what you see is like, well, I guess you could understand what would happen if I were to step on you or put you in my mouth.
Oh, oh, madam, you should have told us.
Well, as the last of the blue proto-dragon, I do not just show this up to anyone. See this as a token of trust. And then she is like, just the lightning just seems to be smaller and smaller, and then she's back to the elf form you've seen before. And in case you wonder, like, it's just because you haven't had like the chance to see the portrait I used for her. But you should most likely be going.
Yes, pleasure to meet you. We'll let you know if we find Sardior, I guess. Just like very quickly starts to make his way towards the elm.
I assume we can reach out to you through those small beings that follow us.
Yeah, they. Presuming they only understand a few languages each. They don't, but they don't speak. However, it's your power to link to their minds. I guess you could reach me that way.
I assume that will be the most efficient way, else we would have to find our way back here, report back, and then head back to wherever the one is we're looking for.
Well, you better be off your way. And with that, let me just grab the tokens and so I guess you all are gonna walk towards like out of the library, or do you have anything like you want to like any what's called of the rooms you want to like investigate more, or do you just want to go out?
500 gold and an ancient dragon egg. I'm happy to to leave now.
Yeah, same.
I assume it would be best to leave this place for now and maybe continue soon after towards the goal we're heading for.
And then, fine, then I'm just gonna put down the tokens. Did I get you all, or did I forget some of you? I think I forgot. Where is the last one? Don't tell me he was eaten, but don't tell me Image was eaten by those skeletons.
I should be still on the map.
Yeah, you are on the map, but I don't see you on like the. You know what? I'm just gonna do the easy way. Come on, let's find Ms. He's here. Then we put him down, and let's see. We should. Oh, you are one of you there. Then I'm gonna activate it, and also those. Boom. As you walk out of this place, you just see like where there before was an entrance, there's now a cave. Do you look inside the cave, or do you just be like, nope, I'm out of here?
Wait, where did we come from?
Basically, what happened was you traveled through the Anthrian of Void, then you traveled to the Cosmonericum, then the Vault of Chronicles, then the Astrium of Stars, which you walked out of into this place. And as you walked out, there basically was like a light, and then the entrance, like, or basically all you see is this cavern here. There may still be a way in. It may just be an illusion to hide it, or you may not be able to enter again. It could be why people hasn't found it.
Oh, so you mean when we look back, the entrance to the library has become the entrance of a cave instead?
Yeah, and you think, well, there's a chance it could be that it may just be illusion, or maybe they just blocked it off. That is because it could be a explanation why people hasn't found it yet, or well, why people think it doesn't exist because they haven't really found the entrance because it was invisible. Maybe it's only visible at a certain time. Who knows?
Well, either way, we've made our way out. Not sure if it moved or if this is the same place we should come back to if we do find Sadio, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Speaking of which, now that we're out of there, maybe we should get further away, but I feel like we'll always be within earshot now. How many of you are actually willing to take the next job? I mean, we need to speak to the elves still about having completed that one, but
It could be an interesting task, I'd assume.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Not like I have is. It's not like I've settled anywhere.
Yep. Now we're just missing Cario, and I need to go to the toilet. So if you want, you can roleplay amongst yourself while I go to the toilet. Ah.
I mean, I can't really. I was sent to Arania to go and work at the Great Games. Not really supposed to be island hopping. My father's going to be pissed, but if I'm finding Sardior, then how angry can he really get? I don't know. That's a lot more than I signed up for. I thought this was just going to be a quick find the missing girl kind of job.
I assume most of us expected a lot easier job from this than whatever we have just run into.
Well, I mean, she didn't give us any kind of time frame that we needed to work with, so maybe I don't know. Maybe we don't have to pursue it straight away. We can wrap up whatever business we need to here first and organize a little, I don't know, trip to Bazir.
Interesting that you speak about jobs, yet seems the thing the archaeologists sent you to find isn't here. As what appears to be a tiefling with two different colored eyes walks in and walks from the what you call from the cliffs, just walks in and is like, or did Amira just take you to one of, what is it called? Another blind end. I thought you were supposed to find this library of stars.
Yep. Turns out she was just stuck in a hole. Nothing too crazy at the end of the day. But eager to get back to the city, maybe celebrate with a drink. And who is supposed to be paying us, by the way? And he just tries to make it seem like they just found her in this cave.
Well, if you have proof, then depending on the proof, it would, if it's just a minor, insignificant thing you found, then the archaeology one. But have you ever asked yourself who pays the archaeology, or funds it, is the correct term?
Enlighten us.
Well, I don't know if you ever heard about 5 great colleges of magic. One of your companions looking over at Kaelia. Well, she could have been from Witherbloom, though most likely doesn't mean anything to you. In this case, the one that pays for your archaeology thing is Lawhold, as they seek the knowledge of things forgotten, or what may have been causing the destruction of a civilization. So if you have found something really interesting, well, I can't take you directly to it. I could take you to, well, the person they answer to.
Do I by chance know of the book that Kalira found?
You mean the vile darkness, or
Yeah, Foul Darkness.
Yeah, it was pretty much laying on the table and for everybody to see. So again, you're not blind, and I don't think you was looking away, so you would be pretty much aware of her taking it.
And before I answer, I sent a telepathic message to Taro telling, should we tell about the book Kalira found?
I'll respond and say nothing of found books. He cannot know that we've discovered the library. And he'll just say, I'm sure the scholars of LaRue will have no interest in an old empty cave. I promise all we found were these strange little rat spirits. And he'll just sort of stroke the thing on his shoulder and
Well,
turn to smile at him as like, huh? Huh?
and I reply again, a single book wouldn't refer to a library, would it?
Well, there is books that has. Oh, is this telepathic?
Yeah, telepathic to Taro.
Yeah, that's fine. Just continue.
I mean, unless it was the elven girl's reading material, then I. And he just kind of shrugs, like still smiling. Like, okay, if you think that may help.
And I turn to the tiefling. Well, one of our friends found an interesting book inside the cave where we found the two we needed to find, and that book might be of interest with knowledge that has been lost.
Oh, interesting. And why you think this book is so interesting? After all, there is lots of books out there.
The only thing I can recall about the book is that it felt ominous, and as a result of finding it, we were attacked.
Attacked by what? I may ask.
Some sort of foul beings.
Foul beings. You mean like humans? Or.
No, more like elemental-like beings. Beings that shouldn't be anywhere on this plane of existence.
Kinda like. No. Couldn't be him. He wouldn't wanna be here. Wouldn't wanna mess with Mother. Well, what a. Does this thing has a name? Sastrius, perhaps?
That was the out of character. That was the one that was behind the void elementals, right?
That was beyond the void elemental, yes. And just because I'm a little bit nice, I'm gonna give you a little privilege here. Yes. See, does it show up for you?
It doesn't show up for me.
Oh, let me just see if I'm gonna be here.
Oh wait, one of those elementals is with us right now, and I point to it.
What about now?
Yeah, now it shows. I say, well, I don't know the exact origin, but I point to one of the void elementals that's with the skeletons. It's what was one of those things.
Oh, interesting. I'm sure Mother would like to see them. I'm sure she would be happy to repay the favor. So, would you be interested, or will you just be
Well,
on your way?
it is up to Kylera because she found the book and she has the book in her possession.
Well, seems your friend is a little bit distraught over something. Also, it's funny she only has 5. Usually, necromancers loves to keep them even. Oh, who knows? Maybe. And she just laughed. Maybe it was just this little fella, and she does a little wave of it, that was wandering in the desert. Thought he may be belonging to someone. And it's Steve, who just runs up back into formation. Well, now, what does you say, girl? Oh yeah. Also, one thing, like, when you was like walking through what is called like the pond in the Alatrium of Stars, he was convinced that this was like, you don't know why, but he was convinced that this was like in the water. Just because of the shark.
Okay. Doesn't look too nice.
So.
I don't know if she's not there or if she's just muted.
Yeah, that's exactly what I.
Sorry.
Oh, perfect. Perfectly. Basically, let me just recap what have happened. When you came out.
I've been like talking and I've just been wondering why no one's responding. Goodness.
Oh, so you have heard us.
Some of it. I've been back for a little while.
Okay. But about when did you come back? Because then I will recap what have happened. If it's
like when Steve came back.
Okay, so basically what have happened is that you've basically been traveling through what's it called, this cave, and not cave, the library, to get out, and what's called Taro, he was a little bit worried because he was like thinking, oh, maybe there was like this really nasty looking shark in the water, or maybe it's just because he thinks that's how it looks. But when you came out, it's like just in a flash, and then there was just this cave entrance. Afterwards, he was basically talking amongst yourself a little bit, seeming to be like, okay, you don't really have like the a time frame, and then this tiefling has been walking out, and she has been let me just move this little clock down there. She has basically said like, revealed that those that has funded the what's called the archaeology is Lawhold, and while she can't take you directly to them, if she has found something that would be of interest, she can take you to the person they answer to. And then what's it called, Taro and Emis has been talking between each other a bit like about the book, if they wanted to show it, and Emis has been revealing that book, you know, the Wild Darkness, and now the tiefling has been basically saying that if you had something of interest, she would be willing to take you to her mother.
Wait, why do we want to go to our mother though?
She's like, oh yeah, where is my manor? My name is Siamese Nilo. And why you may want to go. If you has found something of great importance, she maybe in exchange for it will offer a helping hand. Maybe she can get you to where you want to go next door. Maybe you can have a little stay at her place. Of course, this will not. Those two does not exclude each other. But
Well, I mean, I do like making new friends. She looks so skeletons. Yeah, I say we. What's the harm?
well, if you say that. Oh, god damn it.
What?
Sorry, it was just myself. I'm just like putting you up because I'm gonna move a lot of tokens now. Then she just pulls out like a orb and says, just place your hand on this orb and you would be teleported there. Of course, I promise that no harm will come to you placing your hand on this, and no harm will follow from it. Of course, I cannot guarantee if you insult Mother that harm will come to you, but there's no harm from this orb. It's merely to bring us to her place.
Sure, I guess. And she places her hand on the orb, and I feel like the six skeletons would kind of just like, I don't know if they need to have their hands like individually or if they just like poof where she goes, you know?
It's basically just poofs with you because they
Nice.
are sort of like bound to you. So what is bound
True.
to you is like following, and the little ruin thing follows you because it's also kind
yeah.
of bound.
No, that's on my shoulder, so it
Yeah,
like
it makes
automatic.
sense. It makes sense. And what about the two others? Or, well, now I'm gonna do something maybe a little nasty. Cecil, he just places his hand trusting and poofs. What about the other two?
I guess I'll do the same.
And you?
Honestly, want no part of the Ravens.
And why do you think it? Why do you think of ravens? Are you a friend of father?
No, but your mother's influence has definitely made its way into Kiga, and I honestly want no part of it. I've left that world behind. I came here to Arania for other things, and if you don't mind, we've been searching that cave all night and most of this morning. Look, fuck it, there's probably something to drink, and he'll just annoyedly go and put his hand on the.
And for that, you arrive, and now I hope you don't suddenly fall off the map. No, you don't. Let me just activate the map. It should work. Away those little thingies. that. Has arrived at this fine place, which I think you should be able to see everything of.
See if it loads properly.
Please don't tell me it doesn't load properly. I can see.
Oh, it does.
Good, good, because this map. And with that, basically, she turns around after having a conversation with what seems to be a spider lady and is like, oh, so you've brought someone here. Interesting. So what do you guys have? What do you seek by coming here? Is it knowledge?
Friends, I guess.
Friends. Interesting.
Yeah, I thought I could make a new friend. But I guess knowledge works as well.
Wait, what is this place?
This place, well, it is my home. It is also connected to other places, getting to places like Kiga a little bit easier. Or Basia, or if you care for a drink, I hear they have a really good drink in. Oh, what is the place between Stormer and. Oh yeah, Mordia. Yeah, Mordia. I hear they have a really good drink. So, I'm currently busy with stuff. Hoping to get myself a new outfit. Well, I do like this one. Sometimes you just need further occasions like traveling in other places. But still, what was your plan by coming here? I can understand friends and knowledge. But the rest?
Honestly, I feel like I was kind of coerced. I'm quite eager to head back to Arania to the job that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not here to join any of your clubs, but shortcut to Bazir might be nice. Though I feel like that's probably not going to come without a price of some kind.
Nothing is free after all. All cost something. If nothing else, time. You could get back to Arania and travel to Basia. Finding a ship that actually may be better. Wouldn't want to do the same mistake I did once. Or will do. But for now, why don't we just rest for now? Then after a little sleep we can talk what comes next. If that's getting back to Arania, then the Iranian Empire, then so be it.
Yeah, some rest sounds lovely. Thank you.
And this is where I end the adventure.
Nice.
Alright.